Gary, thanks very much for joining us day one of Offshore Wind in Glasgow. How's the conference been for you so far?
It's been a great event. I mean, it's buzzing, a lot of activity, a lot of new faces and some old ones as well. So it's always good to catch up and find out what the latest buzz is in the industry.
And what is the latest buzz? What are you hearing from speaking to your colleagues?
Well, I mean, the great news for us as a supplier is that there's a long pipeline of work in this industry. You know, it's a very stable industry in terms of workload. And for us, it gives us the confidence to invest in new technologies, new assets, new people, and grow the business, continue to grow the business.
So on that, there'll be a lot of our audience who are unfamiliar with Geo XYZ. Can you give us a kind of brief overview of what you do and what your value proposition is, please?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we started as a small family-owned company in Belgium in the 90s, actually. And in those days, it was mainly providing services inshore and nearshore in locks, harbours, rivers, that kind of environment. But as the offshore industry's grown, we've grown with that industry, and over time we've grown both organically and through acquisition, and also set up operating companies around Europe. So I work for the UK operating company, and we've grown our asset base to follow our clients essentially further offshore. So now we've got to the stage where we have multiple vessels which we own and over 600 staff. So it's from a family firm, it's now quite a concern, and I guess turnover last year was about 130 million euros. So it's a very stable, very buoyant and very energetic industry to work in.
Great to hear. So you've overcome that kind of vessel deficit problem by basically buying your own vessels and repurposing them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're kind of traditional in the way that we manage our assets. Some of our competition charter short-term hires for vessels. We've not taken that approach at all. We like to be able to guarantee to our customers availability of assets, and for that reason we've chosen to purchase rather than to hire or charter on a short-term basis. So it's quite an old-fashioned approach, but it's actually worked really well for us in the current market, because we've seen many of our competitors that do rely on third-party hires are not always able to keep to the schedules they'd originally planned, because they don't have control of their own asset pool. Whereas we do, we're able to configure them to exactly the way we want them to work, and also we have that continuity because we own the assets, we use them every day of every year. It means that we're very familiar with the assets, and we have less technical downtime, less issues, because all of our crews are familiar with the way the vessels work. So operational excellence is part of owning your own assets as well.
Perfect. So talk to me a little bit about some of the projects that you're doing. I think there's one project in particular that I think is very interesting as far as the UK is concerned.
Yeah, we've been working on the Xlinks project now for a couple of years, and we will be on that project for a few more years to come. So Xlinks is a project to import renewable energy from Morocco to UK. And to do that you need a cable that's about 3,500 kilometres long that runs through multiple jurisdictions on its way from Morocco to UK. And we're essentially surveying that cable route to make sure the route is suitable and safe for the installation of a cable. And there are lots of interesting places. We go through subsea canyons 800-900 metres deep, and we have to survey those. So it's an ongoing project for us, and it's been hugely successful, and it's taken multiple vessels from our fleet and different technologies to make it all work. So that's an ongoing project for us. And for UK, it's a significant infrastructure project, because the plan is it will contribute a base load to the grid, essentially, of reliable, stable power.
And forecast 10%, something in that region?
I understand it's that kind of order, yeah. I mean, obviously that's something that's still in the planning, but my understanding is it's that sort of order for the grid, yeah.
And that's looking at basically taking solar energy from Morocco, running it down a cable and plugging it into the grid here in the UK.
Yeah, which is a simple idea, but it's a huge undertaking, obviously, and it's not been done before, but there's a lot of interest globally, certainly, in this kind of project, because if it can be made to work, it opens up all kinds of possibilities for providing countries with a stable, secure energy source.
Very interesting. Okay, well, listen, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us today. Much appreciated. Good luck with the Xlinks project. It sounds fascinating, and let's hope that it does actually hit the figures that they're projecting and it's been talked about to hit. And good luck with the rest of the conference.
Thanks very much for your time. Thank you.